Hey guys, what is up? It's Skullflag44 here, back with another commentary. I'm feeling much better than my last commentary. Maybe not. It's about 10 o'clock right now. I'm just feeling more of a mood for a commentary. This is just kind of just a spur of the moment thing. I don't have a video for tomorrow, or not necessarily scheduled. Recently I have those TF2 live comms going, and I'm doing some of those Cydia tweak stuff, so I'm just kind of mixing that in with some commentaries maybe. I'd like to get back to doing some more maybe quality videos, because the live commentaries, it's just kind of like you get what you get, and that's pretty easy to do. And then the Cydia tweaks is just pretty much showing it off. But I'd like to. It's fun to do quality videos and have that be successful. But I just want to find something that's worth doing a quality video on, if that makes sense, which I know that people will see and stuff like that. So that'll probably be my next thing, trying to find something like that. But I do need to get a lot of videos kind of recorded and backlogged, because I'm going to be leaving for camp in about a week, a little less than a week, and that should be a great time. And then after that, I'm leaving for Idaho for 1.5 weeks or so. There's only a few days in between, but I'm pretty sure after camp I will be in more of the mood for videos, and I can also do videos on going to camp. So, videos in itself right there. I want to do this commentary just to tell you guys what's up. I've had my first days of summer in the books. Let's see, this is my third day of summer officially. It was really my fourth, but Tuesday was it was still like the last day of school, but you didn't have to go because I didn't take attendance. Which I'm really curious to see which people showed up, because if you don't have to go and they don't take attendance, I see zero point in going. But there were definitely people that went, like, that's for sure. Just what people went, because there's probably the people that like didn't realize that they didn't take attendance, and then there's the people that realized it and then their parents like were working or something like that, so they had to go to school or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, let's see, what am I doing this summer? We got the all-nighter thing. That was fun to start it off with, and then I played some airsoft with my friends. I've just been pretty much hanging out, doing whatever. It's been pretty nice the first few days, but today it was just terrible. It was like the coldest June 22nd we've ever had. I'm recording this day before or whatever. And it was 55 degrees or whatever, which really it isn't that bad. Like, it wasn't that cold, but after you're used to 70 for a little bit, it just it's kind of the difference really. And then it was raining all day. I think it was the rainiest. There were some records. I follow some weather people. It was just records worthy. I don't know. I've been watching some Mariners games. That's always fun. Let me tell you. Watching games that aren't in Safeco Field are incredible. Just the amount of runs the Mariners score is just crazy. I was watching regarding pulling out my I was gonna say Spanish French words there. I was looking at some tweets from Softy, who's a sports radio host, and he was saying the Mariners are have the most home runs on the road. They have good batting average on the road. All this stuff on the road, and there's a big controversy over whether the Safeco Field where the Mariners play, fences should be moved in so it's easier to hit. Which a lot of people don't understand with the fences. They're like, oh, but the Safeco Field isn't that much bigger. But in Seattle, it's generally overcast. The ball does not carry at all, so it's totally different than somewhere else. And there's zero wind carry. It's the hardest park to hit a home run in, except for Petco Park, where the Mariners are playing right now. But even that, they scored 5 runs this game, so that's solid run support right there. Been doing that. I'm getting a concrete pad thing from basketball playing, so I won't have to play on the road anymore, so that'll be awesome. I can just play out there for a while, stay on our own property or whatever, and I can just won't have to move away for cars, which isn't that bad because we have a small road, not many cars come by, but a lot more cars than there was before, just because everything's being built up around here. Camp coming up, just enjoying summer. Eventually I want to get on a schedule where I'm actually productive, but right now for the first few days I've just been kind of going to sleep at 12 or whatnot, and then waking up at 10 or whatever I wake up. Because I'm the type of person that, like, once I wake up, usually I can't go to fall back to sleep. Well, I mean, if it's like morning, some people just can sleep for forever, and that's just not me. At times it's like I wish I could, but other times I'm like I'm kind of happy that I'm don't sleep forever. But I do get a good amount of sleep, and I'm not tired all day. But it's also kind of crazy. Like I went to sleep at like 1, I woke up at like 8, and I was fine all day. But if I went to sleep at just a few hours less, I would have felt it. But eventually I do want to get it where I'm maybe waking up at 8-ish, getting on maybe like a regular schedule. But now I'm just enjoying summer. And let me tell you, summer is just, oh, it's amazing. Having like zero stress and doing whatever. Because I know my buddy Oliver Uber Goose was saying, during school on the weekends, you still have that, like, you're still thinking about school. You're still like, your grades are still in the works. There's still stuff going on. But, summer, just nothing. And it's great that, hopefully next year next summer I'll have to get a job if this YouTube thing doesn't progress. Which, I mean, it's like, it's not really much I can do. I mean, there's definitely stuff I can do to make it progress, but it's pretty much like, can I find something that people will enjoy? And, can I post quality videos about that? Because, like, a video like this, it's not going to get crazy amount of views. This is just personal enjoyment, video, because I enjoy making this commentary. But, I mean, I'm not saying I don't enjoy all the videos I make or whatever, but, like, this is just me talking, without any expectation of getting mass amount of views on this or whatever. I was actually talking to Wings of Redemption today, and by talking I mean tweeting it, and then him replying sporadically about because he just seems like he has no idea how to run his channel at all. It's just like mind-boggling. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, you have 350,000 subscribers, you get like 20,000 views a video, and I mean my sub to view ratios are horrible. I know that, no problem there. But he just has no like understanding of why his videos aren't successful. He's like, I put 10 hours a day in, I post 5 videos a day, and I'm not successful. It's like, really, you can not figure this out? Like, I know what I have to do to be successful. I just, like, I mean, I'm trying to do it. Like, I'm not like, dang it, why aren't my videos getting viewed or whatever? And then people will go and blame YouTube, blah blah blah. It's like, if you're a true, if you make good videos, people will find it. Even through all of YouTube's problems. Another thing I'm talking about with relating to YouTube is I went to a doctor's. It was like doctor's appointment for like a physical thing, like wellness check, I think they called it. Where they kind of talk to you, which was kind of strange because like I have my regular doctor. I have this doctor because he was the one that found out I had pneumonia because I had like a lung problem for a while in like 3rd grade. He was like the only doctor that figured it out, which is kind of crazy. Like, it seems like doctors should be better at their job. But hey, I'm not a doctor, so I shouldn't be talking there. But then he had like a representative doctor come in for a little bit, and then he did like the main wellness check, which, it gets kind of intimate, if you're 15 years old and they do all the checks or whatever. I'm sure you guys can connect the dots there. But I mean, luckily he was cool and it wasn't, terrible. He's a cool guy. And I was telling him, he's like, oh, do you have any hobbies or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube or whatnot. And he's like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. And then when you say like, and I, make some money on it, and he's like, that's when they're like, whoa, make money off it, that's my like main enjoyment. Like, how much money I make, it doesn't matter. The fact that I make money, I guess at this point, like, anyone can make money pretty much. Oh, here I'm trying to get out of the little space thing, which is a great fun. I love this game so much. The fact that they have glitches like this and they don't even bother like patching it at all, like, it's just excellent. Like, I'm not even online or anything, but I can run around here. It's great. Because like, I guess a lot of people can make money on YouTube now because it's a lot easier to get partnered now, which takes some of the luster off of it, I guess. And it's like, you have that like automatically monetization going on, even without getting partnered, which is cool if you're not partnered, but when you're partnered, it's kind of like, you lose that exclusivity. But it's cool. Or here I think I try to fall off and land on the ship there. Watch after you fall for a while, the guy tries running or whatever. Like, it's hilarious. And I wish I could land on this and then mess around on there, but it's a pretty tough fall. But really, you know, in space, you should just float, right? You probably shouldn't be able to breathe, but hey, you know, I don't know. You can't. I don't know. But you know that was cool, or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on. And it was just kind of one of those things. Like, yeah, I do YouTube, and then you know, it was just kind of like that self gratifying. That doesn't sound right at all, but you know that like I don't even know how to describe it. It was just kind of like, you know, yeah, I've worked hard at this, you know, and got to the point where, you know, you get some respect for doing YouTube. And like, if I was doing these videos without making money, I'd still do them for sure, but you don't get that, like, once you get partnered, you have that kind of like extra, you know, like, oh, you do YouTube videos, whatever. It's like, yeah, I do YouTube videos, I'm partnered, and I make money off them. Then you throw out numbers like, you know, 1,500 subscribers, over 900,000 views. What you want to do in this situation, you just want to like point out all the like good qualities about your channel, because like this video might get like 10 views or something like that. But if I say, oh, I get 900,000 views, that sounds way more impressive than I get like 10 views a regular video or whatever. So you know, you just kind of got to work that system a bit. I don't know. I'm just messing around. I don't even know. But yeah, that's cool. I'm actually coming up on 1 million views, which will be exciting. I think if I can get one like more quality video, that should probably be pushing me over the top there. And then we're coming up on 100,000 views on the Team LLG channel, which I have like 2 videos on there that have like 30,000 views apiece. So that's pretty sweet. But yeah, I'm still looking for that next thing that's gonna, you know, the next thing that's gonna catch people's attention that I can get on early. Because there was like Minecraft, Temple Run. I didn't even get on all that early, but you know, I still capitalized on that for sure. Minecraft lasted me for a while, and then you know, the whole iPhone jailbreak thing. That, you know, all those are kind of like, you know, they don't really have any chance of blowing up anymore, I should say, I guess. Like I still enjoy doing them and all that, and I'll still continue to do them, I think, but they're not going to be that home run video that, you know, I might be looking for or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. I have 5 minutes left on this gameplay, so I guess I'll just keep talking. So I've been rambling at a pretty good pace, considering it's 10 o'clock. Oh, I bought COD 4. That's another thing to talk about. So I've been looking into buying COD 4 for a while because I saw people like Fantasy for the Win or Pro Dragon 71, something like that, on YouTube. He does pro mod stuff. He's like a pro COD 4 player. He's super talented and whatnot. And he did all these tutorials on it, and I saw COD 4. I'm like, oh man, that looks like a great game. I got, you know, hacked on Xbox or whatever, so I can't play it there. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy it on PC. And then Mr. Zero or O Chris Jones O, formerly Zero Chris Jones Zero, he was like, oh, wait for Steam summer sales, and I'm like, oh, you're right. Because I heard about the Steam summer sales, and I was like interested in that because that's where, you know, all the games are like 50% off. But I didn't realize it was all the games, including Activision games or whatever. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just, you know, hold out, wait for it, whatever. But then I realized like it's expected to start on the 28th, which kind of it's expected to start on the 28th because it's the last Thursday in June, and that's when it started the last 2 times, and that's the day I go to camp. And I was like, oh, I'll just get my mom or dad to try to like buy it or like check Steam or something like that and see when the COD 4 game is on sale. But I'm like, okay, that's too much hassle. It's $20. I'll just pay the $20 because I had just gotten $20 for whatever reason. Whatever, I'll just pay it. I want to play it now. So I did. I bought it, and I'm like, I wasn't really sure how it would play since I'm playing on a, you know, boot camped Windows through my Mac or whatever. Not optimized very well, whatever. But you know, I came out in 2007, so like 5 years old. You can get all these configs for it. I figured it would work pretty good, and luckily it did. And then my friend Connor, he has a terrible computer, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's working fine. You should be able to do something because because he was interested in trying it out or whatever. Because you know, if I can do it on an unoptimized system, then he should be able to get you know at least playable or something like that, you know. And then so he's like, all right, I'll buy it. And then you know, he had downlink problems, whatnot. Then he bought it, and then you know, he tried it out, and he's like, okay. So I'm like, okay. I tried to walk him through the config thing, and then it like the config like freaked out where it didn't fully function, I guess. And he, you know, tried didn't work, whatever. He was getting terrible frames. And then he got the config working. And I think it's playable right now. So I've been having a great time with that. Unfortunately, Punkbuster has been weird. So I'll maybe try to get that going as my next step, because I want to play Pro Mod eventually. But I'm using this terrible Dell mouse that I got with my like PC, $30 PC downstairs from like a school surplus or whatever. Because I can't play with the Magic Mouse. I figured I'm not going to do that. And I'm just going to start playing with this mouse whenever I play any game, actually, because it is way better, even though it's not even that good. Right now I'm using my trackpad, so 3 different like mouse or pointer controlling things. Here I'm trying to play in first person, just see what it looks like. And dang, that looks weird. Really strange. But you know, it's all good. Why didn't you say that? I don't know. But today I got a 48-7 or 49-7, something like that. Sniping. It was like 40 plus players on Crossfire. It was crazy because I wanted to play snipe, or I wanted to snipe because I wanted to get the marksman achievement for the M40A3, and because that's where you get the ACOG, and that gives you the one-shot kill or whatever. So I wanted to get that, and so like, oh, I'll try sniping. You know, it's a good sniping map. So I just kind of like found a good spot on the map. I found like a really good sniping spot where I'm like, you know, I'm sure someone's found it, but it feels like no one knows it. And then here's me messing with all the settings, whatever. And then so I tried that out and got my airstrike, you know, that give me like 8 kills or whatever every time. And then I got up to 17-0, and then I got up to 33-2, and then I got like tons of hit markers where I got like a streak of 6 hit markers in a row. And then I eventually, you know, finished with 48-7. It was just a crazy fun game. So I'm having fun with that, but it's kind of frustrating because some games, like one of my first games, I went 48-13, and then I'll go like just even, you know. So there's not, but you know, hopefully I can get better. I can be more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Yeah, long commentary. There we go.